Hi and welcome to this short video on the Infront Triage MP. The big pain that many of our customers find in implementing a monitoring solution is the volume of alerts and information that can come into the console. And when looking at the default active alerts view, as we're seeing here in Operations Manager, we can sometimes get the feeling of becoming a little overwhelmed in dealing with these. In a very small environment with literally less than 20 systems, we have over 27 what Microsoft considers to be critical alerts coming in from a number of different management packs, some of which are management packs built and created by Infront. The challenge here is to correlate the alert severity of critical in Operations Manager with your actual severity within your organization. And that's why we've built and designed the Infront Triage MP, which is an MP that's licensed per management group to help organizations deal with the filtering of alerts so that the right data can be presented to the right group of people within the organization. As we look down here into the Infront folder, we can see that we've created a subdirectory named after one of our support groups called Wintel for our Windows support group or Wintel support group. And if we look into here, we have two alert views, one to do with priority 1 Wintel support issues, and a second to do with priority 2 Wintel support issues. Well, how does this work? If we look at one of our services that's monitored by Operations Manager, the DHCP service, and I go to stop that and stop any dependent services as well. And then while I'm in here, I'll stop a second service, the DNS client service. Both the DHCP client and the DNS client service are monitored natively and by default by System Center Operations Manager found in the Microsoft Windows operating system management pack, depending on the version of the operating system you're using. By stopping those services, what we'll notice is that in our active alerts view in Operations Manager, within about 30 seconds or so, we should see two critical severity alerts get updated in our view, one for the DNS client, one for the DHCP client service. Now, what our triage management pack does is it allows us to populate a custom field within each one of the alerts, indicating the priority level, and populate the owner of that alert, in this case directing it to the Wintel support group, so that we can then pass that information, that alert, onto our internal ticketing system and have additional filtering information to ensure that a priority 1 alert gets dealt with faster and is expedited quicker than, say, a priority 2 alert. So as it takes a minute for this to come in, I'll do a refresh within the console just to see if we can get this to update. But as that's working, what I'll do is I'll just draw our attention to Windows Explorer. And in Windows Explorer, you'll notice that there's a folder on the C drive. Now, this can obviously be located anywhere, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we put it on the C drive called SCOM Alerts Triage. And within that folder, there are two subdirectories, Assignments and Log. In the Assignments folder, this is where we create very simple text files with a very important naming convention of P and the number, in case of this, in this example, P1, P2, and then the name of the support group. This file, if we look into P1 Wintel support, has the actual alert name within the file itself. So any alert name from any of your management packs, you simply have to cut and paste into this text file. And once it's in here and it's saved, that will then run through, and as the alert gets written into Operations Manager, it will apply the appropriate filter and associate a DNS service stopped alert with P1 Wintel support. So let's go back to SCOM and see if that's actually happened. So if we refresh here and we see this information come into the console, which it hasn't appeared yet, once that appears, we should see that the corresponding resolution state gets changed from new to a custom alert resolution state. And when we open up the alert itself, both the owner and custom field 1 are populated with information. This is taking a little longer than normal, so let's go into my closed alerts view and let's scroll down in closed alerts and go back to an earlier example of this so that we can see what those properties are. So here we can see the DHCP service stopped. And if we go into the properties, the DNS service stopped. If we go into the properties here, you'll notice that in the owner field we have Wintel support, and in custom fields we have priority 1. So this is the information that the Infront Triage MP updates that allows you to now filter based on custom field 1 and pass any alert where custom field 1 has a property of priority 1 across to your ticketing system, create an incident, and then work through that incident in a priority state or priority fashion. And this allows for quick and effective and efficient sorting and filtering, which is done now within Operations Manager prior to passing that information on to your ticketing or incident management system. And that's really the end of our demonstration here. It's quite a simple and straightforward management pack to work with. You can get more information at info@infrontconsulting.com. We'd be happy to provide you with a demo on our Triage MP and answer any questions that you have. Again, it was info@infrontconsulting.com.